No, I mean, it's probably the stupidest question to ask you, John, considering I haven't ate anything today, actually, and I'm just waiting.
What?
Yeah, I'm going on a drive. I'm going through the drive-through tonight, John. We won't name which drive-through I'm going through because they're not sponsoring us, but we are going through a drive-through tonight to get some dinner. So after this game, I'll head off in the rain and go through the drive-through.
Mike. See, this is why you should have multiple bags of pandesal in the pantry ready to go, and have some spread. That's all you need. That's all you need, really. It'll fill you up. It tastes good. Simple.
Well, I'm gonna have a look.
You won't have to get wet in the rain.
I'm gonna have a look for that. The spread you've been sending me, Jonathan. You've been sending me some different spreads that I can put on my pandesal. So next time I'm at the shop, I'll buy some more bread, and more importantly, I'll try to find something to put on the bread, or rather in the bread, depending on how you want to do it.
Yeah, it's a fascinating world to explore, Mike. What you can do with pandesal. It's a very filling food. You should try some more Filipino snacks. Buy a bag of Cheez-Its. Filipino Cheez-Its, not the American one, which makes me sick. You managed to try some?
Oh, it was amazing. It actually was incredible. I like
right?
It had a slight barbecue flavor to it, right? Like it wasn't just that pure American cheese flavor. It was like cheese, but there was like oh, hold on a minute. Speaking of spiciness, Jonathan, Earth Spirit's here for Motivate.Trust. How do you feel about this, John? Because according to the changes of Earth Spirit, it does seem like Earth Spirit is now somewhat of a core hero.
It does feel that way. I mean, there's some flexibility here for Motivate.Trust. I'm trying to recall. Did Gotcha Boy try the mid Earth Spirit in BTS Pro Series 4-3? I think he did. I don't know if he would when he does have the Queen of Pain to fall back to instead. I know Moss has also tried offlane Earth Spirit once before, as he's also tried Storm. I think he's tried Ember. So Moss has tried everything on the offlane. You do have that flexibility for the core Earth Spirit. Keen to see if that's the way they'll go. As you said, the patch kind of encourages that to an extent. Damage is up. You can't go for the Echo Saber build, but you do a lot more output. But there's still some utility in the pause 4, so I want to see how much they can get done. Of course, when Q was here, his Earth Spirit was pretty damn good. We'll have to see if Tigger can fill the shoes in quite nicely here and provide that performance we want to see. As the rest of the draft does come through, Polaris will take Night Stalker and Ogre Magi. Very stable lineup. And that does beg the question now of what are you doing with the Pangolier? Because obviously Night Stalker and Pangolier love the offlane. And what our Xavius here will be. Maybe we see... Maybe we see a mid Pango, a mid Night Stalker, or a safe lane Pango, or a safe lane Night Stalker as well. I wanna say Natsumi's done the safe lane Pango before, but I can't recall well. So that is a distinct possibility there for Polaris. An interesting set of picks. And because of that flexibility, I think that's going to have Motivate.Trust thinking a little bit more into that next pick.
Did you say safe lane Pango, John?
Yeah. They could do mid, they could safe lane. I'm trying to recall if Natsumi's tried it. Safe lane Pango. And I can't recall. Probably not, because it sounds atrocious. We have seen it mid, and I think Fearless has... No, not Fearless. We have seen Lelouch run it mid before, but that's been a long time. Plot matchup, not too bad. I mean, you can still jump in with Shield Crash, play with the Swashbuckle to clear out the wave, so you can still work that lane. Shadow Strike will be annoying, but it's still manageable. And they go with the NP again. All right, so Natsumi NP makes its appearance once more. Pangolier mid? Grimstroke mid? Night Stalker mid?
Let it be Night Stalker, please. Night Stalker would make me so happy. We talked about this, what was it, 2 days ago? I was complaining that Night Stalker isn't played mid anymore. Wait a minute, Jonathan. Hear me up.
Yeah.
Offlane Night Stalker, pos 5 Pango, mid Ogre Magi. I'm calling it, it's a mid Ogre Magi.
I like what I'm hearing, Mike. I like what I'm hearing. That sounds spicy. I don't know if it's good against a Quap lane, though. But we'll see. That is one way to go. I'm liking where you're thinking, Mike. There's a lot of ways to, I guess, build up in the Ogre Magi. Null stacking could be one way, although
I heard that's completely busted now, by the way.
Yeah, because of mana cost reduction. And I'm not sure if that reduction is multiplicative, as most things are, or additive. Additive would be pretty busted. As the Spirit Breaker does come out from Motivate.Trust, so they've got stable lanes much more in line with what you'd expect. Masa off lane. You've got the Toy Lifestealer coming through, and the Quap being played by Gotcha Boy. Mavis will take the Ogre Magi. Nothing too spicy, Mike. Lelouch will take that mid Pango. And we will have the Force Night Stalker off.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to have something like the Ogre Magi mid, you know?
Yeah.
Would have been nice to have something like the Bat Rider come through with Moonshard. But we're not getting that tonight, right? None of the teams are giving us the spice, man.
I can't wait till we get that Bat Rider game going, John. I can't wait. It's going to be better than the Axe Manta shards that was there once upon a time. This is going to be way better.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still mad, by the way, that Valve removed that shard and made it another shard. Because it wasn't... And they're going to do the same thing with Bat Rider, too. The thing is, it's not the hero's fault. It's the item's fault. Just make it so that that interaction doesn't work. I don't understand why that's so hard.
Yeah. I mean, you need a lot of farm in a Bat Rider to be fair to get there. You know, you skip your travels, you get Manta, you get Moonshard. Significant investment. But once you do Heroes do Melt, wish we'd see it. This one, you have a really strong draft for Motivate.Trust. Lots of good infest targets for Toy to play with. I think Polaris has just shown us that they're able to run down really fast. Now their lineup still pushes really well with the NP. There's still some really good early timings you can hit with your Pangolier and Night Stalker. So I think you have the draft to enable yourselves here in Polaris. And for the side of Motivate.Trust, this Lifestealer doesn't feel like it has the easiest game. After the infest out, it can get kited around by the NP in particular. So that's my one worry for Toy. Towards the late game, it's going to be hard for him to gap close if he doesn't have a vehicle to ride.
Yeah. We'll get into it, John. The final game of the night between Polaris and Motivate.Trust set to get underway. Polaris Esports currently completely undefeated here today. 3 wins in a row. Sure, they want to play Dawn of War, and they'll have their opportunity very, very soon to jump on to the arcade and play games apart from Dota. It's a bit weird to say, isn't it? Considering we just got a brand new patch. They want to just go play Dawn of War instead. It's strange.
It is very strange. But this patch has been, you know, up and down, I think, for a lot of people. Like right now, I know I've been singing some games. Sometimes Primal Beast actually gets banned, which is super weird. It's a new hero. It should not be able to be banned.
I haven't seen it in one game
want
yet.
to try it. Yeah, exactly. It's just strange.
Yeah.
You should be able to just take it. Some aggressive moving out spotted by the Obs Ward here from Motivate.Trust. We'll see if they do contest, but on the side of Polaris look ready to go. Under vision, so Motivate.Trust could try to angle here.
Well, Toy's going to be somewhat careful. I mean, he could always skill the Rage if he needs to, I suppose. Rest of Motivate.Trust just hanging around across the mid lane. The Masaros is going to show himself there for a moment. Don't think they really want to fight into the level 1 timing of Polaris right now, which would be fair.
The battle begins.
Should be a 2-for-2 anyway. And it will be. 2-for-2 trade on the bounties. Tiga, though, is being blocked up quite aggressively once again by Natsumi, and he is going to be forced to go for the level 1 roll to be able to get himself out. Now Masaros gets to experience it a little bit. These blocks are very good from Natsumi, let me just tell you, John. Doing a fantastic job with these body blocks, and look at the amount of damage Masaros has to take. He might be dead. He might legitimately be dead. Yeah, he's gone. Wow. Natsumi just body blocked the living crap out of him, and there's the tipper.
Yeah, not a great feeling. Natsumi had a great game 1. He worked that lane really well. This lane does not get any easier for the Spirit Breaker. Mind you, you do have a lot of aggressive jump-in potential, right? You've got the roll, you've got the charge when that is available. Level 3 feels like a really good spike for Motivate.Trust. The issue is, can you really kill off the NP? Because if Natsumi still manages to juke, if he has a Sprout, he might be able to save himself in time. And of course, Mavis is going to try to ensure at least block the roll. And Masa, again, level 1 presence for Spirit Breaker up against a range hero just isn't great.
No, and the body blocks are coming, John. Look at this. Look at the micro from Natsumi. He's blocking off all the pathing. And this is actually some very nice micro. You've really got to appreciate how well he's doing this. Into the Sprout now, looking for the blocks, but this time he can't get it. Surely. So they do throw another Ignite out. Massa's going to be fine, though he just isn't getting any farm whatsoever.
He's just not able to really build up, and sure, Natsumi misses out a couple of creeps. It's a Nature's Prophet, should be able to farm quite well. We'll have to check in maybe by level 3 if Masaros can start getting some good charges, along with a rollout from our Earth Spirit, but until that point, this lane is just going to be very steady for Natsumi.
Yeah. We'll have a look at the other lanes as well. Of course, mid lane, you've got Gacha Boy there against Lelouch. Now, this is a bit of a weird one, John. I mean, I haven't seen mid Pango in a while. I think that the Queen of Pain has an advantage here, but you might be able to tell me otherwise.
You can clear out the creep wave a lot more steady, but Lelouch can always stand back with a swash. Tretten would have to jump in with a shield crash. He can trade a lot better in that sense. Well, Gacha Boy does opt for the level 2 Shadow Strike, so his wave clear doesn't feel as great with level 1 Scream of Pain. And that's where Lelouch can shine, because he can nuke down the wave with shield crash. Very wide AoE, very wide range, and still find some farm while trading hits. So it's a good lane for Lelouch to work on. I think for Motivate, the one advantage you do have might be quicker rune pickups for the Quap, but with this kind of build, you're not going to see Blink early on.
Top lane. Nightmare is there. Boom Boy gonna hold down the Grimstroke. Toy will move in. Roll is off the mark, but it won't matter because they have the Boulder Smash. They're gonna be able to pick off Xavius. That'll allow them to now force out of the top lane for a bit, and Toy should have a very nice time. John, that wasn't on purpose, by the way. I didn't mean to say force out of it. So you know.
Yeah, I know. It happens to me too. Still, this lane is a bit tougher for forts. We saw this happen to Monsters in Game 1. Not the fastest lane. Off lane Night Stalker. You do have to wait for nighttime. You want to keep your XP gain up. The good thing for Force is he is dragging heroes away from the other lane. So relieving pressure on Natsumi, relieving pressure on mid. They spot out Tigger here.
They do. Nice kick away though. Tigger not playing around with Xavius. Just going to kick him right to the curb. He's going to be able to just get himself out of there.
Precious bounty.
Bot lane. Man, Master's having such a bad time, John. 2 CS. 2 CS. He's
Yep.
Look at this block. Natsumi's just instilled the fear of God into him. Like, you can't come close.
No, he can't. He just can't. And he doesn't even have his Earth Spirit to help him. I think Tigger realizes this lane is pretty tough. Even with charge and roll up, you might not be able to get the damages off. You're relying so much on some lucky bashes for Masa, and he can't just run up and trade right clicks. Even with an Ogre Magi, he's very tanky, and it doesn't feel great to just focus on the support instead. So all the lanes looking pretty good for Polaris, maybe with exception for top, which is working the way of Toy, but that's a life stealer. He does need to have that strong laning start. He's not going to be able to flash farm, and Force is still finding his EXP. So he's going to have a good timing onto level 5. For the most part, a little bit into the nighttime. Not quite the fastest 5 timing, but you will have some more presence in the first night. And Motivate.Trust are forced to run a tri-lane, because Tigger has nowhere else to play. He can't really pin down the Pangolier mid. So the best play they have is to try to just apply some pressure onto Force here.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough spot for the Earth Spirit. This is around that time where you just have no idea what you can do, because there's no one to play with. Literally nobody that you can play around. It's going to be a bit detrimental if Masteros can't catch up either, because you do want to play with the Spirit Breaker, if anything. So Master's trying his best now. Has been given a bit of space. They are hovering around that mid lane, Tigger. Still, Xavius is also there, so they're just not going to allow the opening. In fact, Xavius is going to try and force Tigger back now. They get the silence off. They get the Inksport on land. Tigger trying to find a roll angle is going to get a nice one. Kick away into the roll is going to work out.
Oh.
They might still find Boom Boy though, but he does get the Nightmare in time, and it looks like there might just be enough.
Really good position for Polaris to contest the rune. Oh.
They're still trying. Mavis, he's going to throw the stun out. Sonic Wave is going to be committed, but Mavis did not get hit by that. So Tigger has to keep going. And that's going to cost him his own life. So it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade, and it just seemed very desperate there from Motivate.
And they just kept forcing the issue. I think they were scared of the power rune coming in. Gacha Boy does manage to grab the illusion rune. So he's going to be able to stay in lane a little bit longer, but this is still a strong start for Polaris. With the support so focused on mid, you're not able to slow down Natsumi. You are having a decent time on Toy, but Force is level 5, and it's not like a life dealer can threaten a Night Stalker as well. So you're really finding everything you want here from Polaris, forcing all of this movement onto the mid, and just ensuring that the Nature's Prophet has a great game while also keeping that Spirit Breaker down. Masa does have the levels here, but he's nowhere near Phase Roots, nowhere near the Shadow Blade. Those are all pipe dreams at this point.
Top lane, who have they got? Infest is there. Force still going to try and chase down the Life Stealer as they do have Natsumi to TP in. Doesn't seem like they're quite confident enough to go after this Malik. Or maybe they are now. He's still showing himself in this creep. He's actually fighting Force with it. Look at him. He's actually stabbing Force with it.
He stalls out the push a bit. Like, top tier 1 still stands. No relief coming out from Motivate.Trust. Polaris don't quite have the burst to really eat through a Lifestealer yet, but they will keep themselves dedicated for that shove. No one playing the bot lane at all from either side, as Motivate.Trust will now start clumping up towards top. Tigger and Boomboy in position. No, we're not even close to level 6s on these supports, so their presence is minimal, but maybe a good Nightmare can actually save you here.
Boomboy, when we found out here by Force, Xavius, get the silence off, and with the Ink Swirl, they should have at least one, though a nice kick away from Tigger. Will buy a bit of time, but they've lost Boomboy. In they go, though, for Natsumi, but he's going to TP out. They have no cancel. They have no cancel for the TPs. Now Garcha's showing up, but the Sonic Wave's not going to be there in time. He does finally get it onto Xavius, but here comes Natsumi. The magic trick. He just comes right back into this fight. So they can chase down Toy now with no rage available. He is a bit of a sitting duck. Oh, Motivate. They're going to lose quite a lot this top lane. They are still trying to keep Toy alive. The Treants are on the chase though. The Swashbuckle, they'll have enough. In fact, Tigger now, he might just be targeted as the 4th.
Oh, boy.
It's rough, John. It's real rough.
Yep. It's been tough going for Motivate.Trust in this entire tournament, and Polaris are definitely putting on strong. Sure, they're playing really well on Polaris' end. You know, they're finding these angles, they're getting the right rotations, and Natsumi's willing to show up early on to get these kills, playing so aggressively on that Nature's Prophet. One upside here for Motivate is that Gotcha is just farming mid, does end up down there on his respawn at the very least, and you are getting some decent build-up, but it's not enough. A 2k lead for Polaris early on, finding that top tier 1, they've got a lot of room to play with now. For Motivate, my issue is their push. They don't push all too well, even after taking some fights. They've got to find a way to maybe just commit onto a tower after taking a nice gank for themselves, open up the map a little bit more to get that farm flowing out for Masa and Toy, and try to play catch-up. Because we just haven't seen the threat of Spirit Breaker in this game at all. Masa has not had that much presence because of this slower laning start.
Motivate.Trust, they're going to group up bot. Problem is, you've got the Night Stalker around here by Force, but he doesn't have the Dark Ascension, so it doesn't seem like he wants to get involved here. Meanwhile, Toys just looks lost for a spot to farm, but he'll hang out mid. Polaris is setting up for this defense down at bot lane. As well as there, Masa has jumped in, but he's kind of alone right now. Tigger and Garcha are going to make their way over. Xavius now has help on the way as Mavis is going to move in. Masaros, this is an offlane Spirit Breaker who is going to go down. Xavius finally dies Garcha. He is forced to TP out. It's just not a good trade. It is not good at all. Tigger, he doesn't have roll for another 6 seconds, but he's going to be okay to walk out.
Yeah, they cut their losses. They still lose an offlane for his support. Great stalling outcome there from our Grimstroke, and Motivate.Trust just not able to do much about this. They will catch out Mavis at the very least.
Oh, rolls off the... Oh, Mavis, he actually walked back into it. Whoopsie. Nice little pick up there for Toy. I'm sure Motivate will be happy about that one. Something that feels like it just desperately needed to happen.
It had to come true. It's not the biggest pickup. It does give Toy some farm. And we do have some things to worry about, though. An early blink out from Force flying in now, working towards the Nullifier next. That will just lead to easy initiation. Dark Ascension ready, smoke immediately popped. Polaris going to be on the offensive now.
Mid lane Garcha is being watched by Mavis. Force will pop the Dark Ascension. Blink was already committed by Garcha, and they're going to try and just run him down. In fact, oh, they have a Blink already. Force. He's not going to be able to cancel the TP, but instead they'll go after the Bane. And they almost kill off the Quap. Pings are out for Tigger to boot, but do you really want to dive T2s right now? It's 11 minutes in.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I mean, why not? Why not?
Yep. Got the kill. Worthwhile. Great Blink reveal out from Force. Very quick. Charge out onto him, though.
Yeah, Toy's in trouble in mid lane, but he's going to be okay. Masteros does indeed get the kill onto Force, and I mean, they do punish for that deep dive, John. Skarcha even found out Natsumi with his Fiend's grip, so they'll find another. These are pretty damn good kills here for Motivate.Trust as Lelouch is still trying to fight on this Pangolier. Masteros, though, going to charge in, connecting on 2 with the bash, and they should be able to clean up Motivate. Respawn timers are still low, but they are going to get Lelouch down. They'll chase down Mavis. They even found the Grimstroke Xavius, but he'll TP away. Can't say the same for Mavis, though. He is going to drop, and suddenly a triple kill is there for Garcha.
Yeah, they're finding the punishment on Motivate.Trust. It looks like Polaris maybe getting itchy fingers here on the jumps in. Overcommitting, overextending for some of these fights. And not respecting the throughput of Motivate.Trust. They've still got a lot of burst plays. They've got some durability on the Life Stealer just with the Armlet and the Infest plays. And they are finding some openings. So they narrow down the lead. 1K Spike still standing for Polaris, but that's not much to play with anymore.
Lelouch, Rolling Thunder up in 1. It may not be quick enough though because the charge is coming, but the Rolling Thunder, no, it's not going to make it. Massa, right in the nick of time here for Motivate. They'll even find Mavis. And it seems like Motivate.Trust, they have found their footing for this game number 2. These recent engagements are working out.
They're starting to find that aggression they need. They're hitting the leveled spikes. They've got the control. They've got some of that team fight presence coming through here as well with the movements out from Tigger. And they just need to get a push going. Like, they take that fight, they're by the tier 1 bot. Their push just isn't fast, but they have enough bodies here to get that done. I think the side of Polaris are sort of done in trying to contest that.
Davius. The chase down here from Massa. Does have another strike. Does have the charge, and that should be Xavier's dead. The roll-in is there from Tigger just in case. They'll throw the Soulbind down and try to TP away, but they had the charge anyway, just in case they needed it. And Massa, I think he was due for a bash anyway, so he just waited it out.
Yeah, managed to get more punishment. Of course, for the side of Polaris at this point, I guess they're just happy enough to drop some of the supports now. You know, that is a very aggressive spot for Xavius to be in, farming very deep into that top lane. And there's a Spirit Breaker on hand. You know, you could just get pinned down, showing in a creep wave. Not very safe for supports to play that greedy. Players are buying space out for Natsumi to farm. He is going for the Witchblade after that Orchid. And his damage output is going to be high. We just need to wait and see when Polaris does get the early BKBs, but they spot Boomboy.
They do. Natsumi will land the Orchid with the Rolling Thunder. Even if you have that Ghost Scepter up, it's just not going to matter. Lelouch will have his way with Boomboy. And lines have been drawn out. It does seem like Polaris want to go for a quick smoke towards that top lane. It is nighttime after all, so Force certainly wants to make use of this time. In fact, never mind the top lane. They want to go through that mid-tier 1 tower. Oh, they got to scan out on Toy. That's a big pick-off. Dark Ascension's there. He'll jump in with the Crippling Fear and the Inkswell. It's a lot of lockdown on Toy, and he is just going to drop. No vision around the triangle to scout that from happening, and yeah, I mean, Toy's just going to go down for free.
Yeah, you take the mid-tier 1 off the back of that kill. Yeah, Polaris starting to bounce back after a rough set of engagements. They're still in position to maybe find more. Gotcha boy.
Can have a look, but the blink was not ready from Force. Still trying to chase after Garcha, but he's going to be just fine as he even voice lines him a little bit. Why the hell not? Boomboy.
Yeah, grouped up and Motivate.
Yeah, Fiend's Grip is up. Charge is there onto Force. He may have stuck around a bit too long here. As Boomboy's going to go right in for the Fiend's Grip. So they are going to try and help with the Inkswell, but it's not going to be enough. Plenty of damage available. Motivate.Trust, they'll get it done, and they'll get towards that bot T1.
Finally find the first tower of their game here for Motivate.Trust, opening up the jungle a bit more. Boomboy.
Split out the Grimstroke. Roll is going to be there, Tigger. Helping set up on Xavius is now Massa just chasing down Lelouch. He's going to get diffused up, but it won't matter because Massa keeps charging. Mavis has been caught, but Rolling Thunder is there as Lelouch is going to try and turn back in onto the Spirit Breaker and actually has so much damage. He will secure the kill. Looks like that might just be about it.
So funny to see a Spirit Breaker so slowed down by the inhibit and still make his way over, slowly but surely.
Uh-oh, Natsumi now to join. That'll be Boom Boy to drop. Mavis will take the kill with the Ignite on that Ogre. Are they rushing for Roshan?
Yeah, I think they've got the damage with Lelouch. Natsumi can just port in. Not going to take too long for that rush to fall. The team fight potential for Motivate.Trust. They have some steal potential with Tigger, but they don't have vision by the pit. They're not aware it's happening, and it's gonna fall real quick. I mean, Gotcha Boy has the right voice line, but no one's doing anything about it.
He always puts that voice line, Tsunami's voice line in, and then you'll see Tigger just go, oh no, from the Slack's voice line. Very good coordination on those. Very good.
Want to see that in gameplay as well as Force going forward.
Yeah, Massa. Nightmare Dodge not really going to be there. Crippling Fear is out, but the TP away is going to be enough as they already committed the Void. It's quick thinking there from Massaros. So 15 to 14, 1k net worth advantage. And John, the thing I worry about right now for Motivate is the fact that Natsumi's been free farming for quite a while now. And he's getting a lot of items up.
Yep, already has the Witchblade Orchid. I mean, again, Orchid is just such a great item for your output. It's just ridiculous right now as a attack stick, almost. And the build-up here for Toy is just not matching pace. He's trying to rush the Satanic, it looks like, next, finishing up the Sanj. And that will be big in helping him sustain. If we make him beefy, it does feel like they're going to lack damage to really burst through. They will go for a smoke play here.
Of course. He's going to make it out in time. They just could not get there with the charge, but Massa's still going. He's going, John. No, never mind. He's not. Gotcha Boy is, however. Natsumi does take him out. And the smoke is there immediately from Polaris. They're wasting no time. They want more. Problem is, Xavius is the one to get caught up at top lane. Charge is there immediately. Polaris not going to be around to help him out. So Motivate gets something.
They find Xavius again. He doesn't mind. He's the one taking the more risky lane as the smoke is still up for Polaris a bit longer. They might find a flank.
They've got Dark Ascension. They've got the teleport in from Natsumi. That'll be at least the Bane to go. While Force looks around for a bit more. But he can't really do with Toy right now. Not with that rage going. Instead, however, Massaros is going to reveal he's still up at top. But I don't believe they had detection for him. They're either going to fight him with that Shadow Blade to wear out, or no, they'll have to leave him. He's fine.
Still working the lanes really well for Polaris as they kind of regroup and degroup. They are working the farm on the map really well in Massa.
Yeah, silence is there, but that doesn't cancel the charge. Diffusal Blade is going to slow him down again, and Natsumi's coming in. They'll actually lock him down. Massaros is stuck. Oh, that's hilarious. What a way for a Spirit Breaker to go out of the meta, huh? Just Diffusal Blade.
Being super cheap. Yeah, it's so affordable now. What is 2,500 gold? Very easy build up. And you know the funny thing about that active on Diffusal Blade, Mike? The inhibit doesn't actually say how much slow it gives. It just says slowing it for 4 seconds. How slow? Apparently slow enough to stop a Spirit Breaker.
Yeah. We'll see Tigger in trouble, but more importantly, Toy's in massive trouble. Natsumi's just whacking away. He's got him.
Jeez.
All right.
Oh, God.
It turns out you can't just rage TP anymore.
No, he's 3 levels behind Natsumi as well, so, you know, each level of strength is missing. He's not as durable. Natsumi just rips through. Just with Witchblade and the Orchid up. Just so much output from an MP. And they'll go for the push. Doesn't take too long with the Treants up. It will force the Fortify out, but so will Polaris to hold on to their siege creep. And that tower is gone. Age is still up for a minute and a half. Motivate.Trust just trying to find farm well where they can. I worry about their high ground defense, Mike. It's not the best hold. They don't have the biggest AoE spells. They're really relying on a big magnetize out, a big silence out, lower the smash, and maybe a good line charge.
Yeah, boy. They've got the Soul Bind, they've locked down the Bane, and they've even got Tigger there. He'll try to magnetize and turn with a big silence out, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be anywhere near enough. It's Massa. Will charge in onto the Pango, and he does get something for his team. They might even find a secondary here with Mavis. And Xavius is still around to boot. Xavius will go for the TP play, and he's going to be alright. But at least they get something for their trouble.
Yep. Pretty big pick-off on Lelouch at the very least, worth a decent amount of gold. So Motivate.Trust will be happy finding some punishment off. Polaris, again, maybe just playing a bit too aggressive. They have been on the aggressive for all 4 games almost. And we need to maybe take some time to just pull back or at least retreat from some fights instead of fully committing every time. Natsumi working towards his nullifier next, jumps up to Gotcha Boy again.
And he does. Does he have enough damage this time? Not quite.
Yeesh.
It's close, but not quite enough. Maybe once he has the nullifier up though, John, maybe he'll have enough damage then. I mean, he's farming like a madman, John. He's 5k ahead of Toy right now. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's a nature's prophet. You know, you can jump around the map. Lifestealer just doesn't farm fast. We always talk about that with most Lifestealer matchup. He is not a farming core. He's very slow through the jungle and really needs a lot to get going. So they're very reliant right now on Motivate.Trust to really have some good infest plays. Infest onto Massa, infest onto Tigger, infest onto Gotcha Boy, and finding the right target to collapse on. Because once they pop out and infest, they're all in. They're going to go for the smoke play here on Motivate. See if they find someone. They don't have any forward wards, so again, not much information for Motivate, but they should have a rough idea as to where to go, KT.
Down, Lelouch, he's a big target, and he's going to get blown up, it seems like. Good gank here from Motivate.Trust. Probably forced though, looking to reinitiate, has found a nice target in the form of Toy with the Nightmare. Gonna buy a bit of time for the Soul Bind now, locking them both down, and with the silence he could not get the infest slot, but he's still alive. Toy, he's gonna make it. Back it on Mavis, but no, never mind, he's not making it. Still Gacha, gonna jump in for a bit more, is onto Mavis and should get the Ogre down. Xavius, he will also be caught out. They really cleaned them up this time. Motivate.Trust pushing back against Polaris Esports quite successfully.
You can't afford to lose Lelouch like that. He is your main big team fight pro. He's the disruptive hero. He wants to roll around, prevent the grip. And we just saw a really good grip come out there from Boomboy. Natsumi TP'd right in front, no one to cancel, and his BKB just didn't matter. They had a control coming through from Motivate, and they just have a massive gold swing. 2.3k going their way, the 5k lead of Polaris completely gone to just 1k. You are still having a great time on Natsumi, but your build-up on Lelouch and Force has slowed down a tad. So you have to respect that charge. They can't afford to just drop vision everywhere, but looking at the coverage now of Motivate.Trust, they've got a lot of sentries to ensure that whenever Massa does charge out with the Shadow Blade, he's not going to be stopped, he's not going to be spotted. I think you need to see the same thing from Polaris. They need to cover their angles, have some good vision up to stop that Spirit Breaker from finding the angle, because again, the infest play is Motivate.Trust's only play. Every single time they find one kill, they will collapse on it.
Gotcha. Oh, that's it. I don't know about that. He's going to be alright. He made the jump in on Natsumi very aggressively there, and luckily they had no way of stunning. Still, Motivate.Trust not out of this game yet. The net worth is quite even between these two. Spot lane. Mastro's going to be found out. He's going to go for the BKB TP play and is going to make it. Nice little play there from Motivate, just not giving anything back the way of Polaris Esports. And I mean, you've still got this profit to worry about, but it does surprisingly feel like Natsumi is actually lacking some damage.
Yeah. He's working towards the AC next, so additional minus armor up. Good time for smokes from both sides. Roshan 20. Whoever wins this one should check that pit, because that's going to be big take for either one. We'll see. Fairly dark here for Polaris and Motivate.Trust in being aggressive, but they know where Natsumi's at. They've got the charge on him.
Uh-oh, Natsumi. Oh, he's going to TP out as well. He'll commit. Oh, Massa. I mean, they had the charge on him, John, but it seems like Masros the one that was caught. He'll go down.
And into vision.
Yeah.
Charged right into vision, right into that smoke of Polaris. they find a punishment and they don't lose much. And again, Roshan is up. Polaris can make short work of this with the output they do have. Not so much as TP. And again, Motivate.Trust are on the wrong side of the map line. They're not going to be able to make it in time. And there's Gotcha Boy again with a voice line.
Well, where's Tigger? Come on. Oh, the coordination's not there this time. Not from Tigger. I mean, at least they've got a sense of humor, you know? That's what you can always say that about Motivate.Trust, whether they're doing well or terribly, John. They're always good for a laugh.
Yep. Got their spirits in the game, at the very least. But they're gonna have to find more openings to keep themselves up. And Toy does have the Satanic still working onto the Scotty. That's where the Lifestealer is going to be very hard to trade against, especially if he does mention gap flows. Gotcha Boy.
He forced the BKB. They'll get the charge onto Natsumi, and they seem to really enjoy. Oh. Sonic Wave. Cancel his TP.
Oh my god. It's a level 20 talent.
Oh. It's a level 20 talent.
It's a leash through BKB. Jeez.
So hold on. Why does Clockwork get the same thing? Like why? Like since when are we gonna be able to keep up with the Nature's Prophet in terms of XP? Like how garbage of a talent does Clockwork get at level 20? Oh, you can leash him in the cogs now. Here we go. Force. I'm surprised you even comprehended what I just said, John. I was so mad when I found out that it was a level 20 talent on Prophet. I just started losing my words. Like, who thought of this?
See how strong it is, though.
Yeah,
it's so strong. Like, why would you go for the mischance? Go for the leash. It's always useful. More disable. Except, you know, for a Clockwork, you have to put your body forward. For NP, it's a ranged spell. So, you know, it them's the breaks, Mike. You got a bit of a Clockwork buff. It's just harder to use. And, you know, to be fair, if you are jumping someone to stop a TP, you're probably going to use hookshot into the cogs anyway.
Yeah.
So you're going to be piercing through that anyway.
Or, you know, battery assault, John. Earth Spirit's going to get caught out, so Tigger's going to die. In fact, we don't even need to use battery assault. We can push them back with cogs. Why does it... And they give this damn leash...
BKBs. BKBs. So it's not just hookshot, I guess.
Massa? Well, they're trying to deal with Natsumi. He's got the Aegis up, so they might at least be able to get the first life, as Natsumi seems happy for the reset. They finally kill him, though, with the Shadow Strike, as the Rollin is now out from Lelouch into a great Soulbind. They have locked down Gacha, and he has no buyback. Massa, with his BKB, trying to get some charges off, but is going to be forced back now. Here we go again, Boom Boy. Be alright, Toy, maybe not so much. The Crippling Fear is there from Force. They leash him up in that Sprout. But he's going to be alright. He does have a Satanic up with the Paladin Sword. So plenty of lifesteal here on this Lifestealer. Though I can't say the same for Boom Boy. But he does have the Ghost Scepter to try and escape. But not for long. Here we go again. Leashed into the Sprout. Natsumi going to pop his own BKB onto Tigger. That'll be Tigger gone. That'll be Mavis gone, or rather Massa gone. And the Bane is probably also gone. As Massaros is going to try and buy back and charge back into Nuts. So it leashes him mid-charge as well. Oh, forces in. He'll take care of Massaros. That'll be a dieback. Onto Tigger. They'll get another. Toy is just trying to do it Natsumi, but he literally just TPs out. Mavis, he might die here on the Ogre, maybe, and he will. Very nice.
They find the defense, and they didn't lose any further racks. So Motivate.Trust do get to hang on to top. That leash, though, that's just silly. I'm sorry. I mean, it makes sense on NP. I'm still trying to comprehend. All right, if let's say there was a Clockwork, he drops cogs, and someone charges through it. Do they get leashed inside it? Well, if it does that, I can appreciate that.
You can't
because
charge
it looks
through
good on the NP.
But you can't charge through it. The cogs will push you back from the outside.
I'm not seeing the utility of it.
No, neither am I, John. Neither am I. Gotcha. He's not going to be able to find the quap.
Oh,
you know what the
man.
worst part was the balance of this hero, this Nature's Prophet hero, right? The balance was he doesn't have any like he doesn't have a stun, right? And now he has one. So you got a guy that can just TP infinitely across the map. Which, by the way, at level 25, he still has that remove teleportation cooldown, just for everyone that's not aware yet. So now he's got a stun. Now he's got a way to cancel TPs. This is not good. This is going to be a problem this meta, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Orchid's in meta. You know, it's a really good patch for Nature's Prophet. You've got build up for your Witchblade as well into the Revenant's Brooch. This is actually a really good patch for this hero and anyone else that likes these two items, like say a Puck. So I can see a lot of that coming out in the future. I love that Natsumi is showing us just how ridiculous the NP is across 2 series.
Wait.
He's had a great time on this hero.
If you phase shift,
Motivate.Trust.
If you phase shift as Puck, and he sprouts across the hold that thought, because they are going to go for a gank on Garcha. Oh, nice stun out from Lelouch. Quick blink. There goes Garcha boy. But if you played Puck and you phase shift, right? And he puts a sprout around where your phase shift happened.
Oh, you know, that's a good question.
Do you get leashed before you blink?
That.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
That would be so silly. I can't wait to see that interaction down the line. Motivate.Trust, though, they're not going to see that interaction. They've got to find ways to deal with that sprout leashing. Masa has just been caught off multiple times now. His BKB's not saving him from that. And Polaris just have one outer tower left to deal with. With a great retreat up with a shard on Natsumi, not going to take too long. He's right-clicking like a madman. He's got the Daedalus up. Right-click and he's back. And it's not going to take too long to take these objectives. Motivate.Trust, we've seen them do it before. They've got some good infest plays. They've got to find that angle here, Mike. It's going to be tough with the nullifier up on force.
Toy is literally 10k behind Natsumi, John. I don't know how you do it. How you fight back against his Prophet now. That's the issue with the Daedalus up. It's just so much damage. There goes your tier 3 tower. Charge in. They're going to try. He's only got 1 life this time, so maybe you can take him down. In fact, they get the bashes off. Natsumi is falling very, very quickly. He does go down, but he's going to buy back. In this team fight, they've already got Tigger down. They found the Bane. Xavius, he will drop to boot, but there goes Garcha. And that's a dieback on that Queen of Pain. As Force, he wants a bit more with the nullifier out now on that Life Stealer. He won't go for it though. They'll just go for Megas instead. In fact, never mind Megas, they might just go for tier 4 towers, knowing the buybacks aren't there. Now this might just be GG here for Polaris Esports.
Tough defense for Motivate.Trust, and without Gotcha Boy, it's a 4-man defense. You've got good infest plays.
Toy's been caught. Stun is out, and that should be the life of Toy. He's going to try and fight back though with the Satanic. In fact, they're back onto Natsumi. Maybe if they can find a dieback. Fiend's Grip is out, but no, Natsumi, he's got the BKB now. He'll just turn and keep right-clicking away, and that'll be it. Onto the Ancient they go. There is no way to defend this Toy. He does infest and rush back in on Natsumi, but he does not care. There you go, Polaris completely undefeated today, 4-0. Very impressive performance here from this Radiant team, and quite frankly, John, very disgusting now that I've realized how strong Prophet is.
Yeah, he's just been super buffed. I mean, his treants were nerfed, to be fair, but all his items feel great, so, you know, he's in a good spot. I'm glad Polaris are showing us some spice in this patch, Mike. Motivate.Trust, they've been looking rocking this group phase, and the group phase is about to end, so they've got to find some wins if they want to climb up. Unfortunate for them, they can't find it. Polaris just plays spectacularly well. The boys have been very motivated themselves. We'll have to see what else they can do down the line, but looking good, Mike, and you can see why this team got promoted into Div 1 in the DPC.
Why you gotta do it? Why you gotta use motivated, John? Why you gotta do motivate like that? You gotta throw the pun in at the last second.
I'm sorry. I can't help it, you know. I just say stuff, Mike. I can't stop myself.
We're gonna head off now before John says anything else that's pretty stupid. It is MLP Dota and JohnXfire, and it's been a pleasure. I'll be back tomorrow. JohnXfire is gonna be you're gonna be taking a break, Jonathan. I'll be back with another analyst. I believe Danog will be joining me, so that should be a bit of fun as the music turned on again. We'll head off. That is cue to get out of here. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you guys again tomorrow night.